Let's get a new song up and running. Let's go with high-end logic then, I guess. My Saturday has reached a crossroads. Reed sent me a text at 7:45. It's now well into 8. This is not the 8th. It is not a proper noun. I hate the fact that this guy apparently writes "hold on to me," which is apparently a mod that apparently, seemingly is good, potentially. And if that line didn't butcher your heart and soul, I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Meaning by now, I'm late. One foot in the door towards bailing, I may as well commit to it. It's got a full party plus Fang. He's got so many people. Reed, how the fuck do you manage this? Like, maybe in something like Fate? Maybe in Power by the Apocalypse? Maybe Blades in the Dark? You could almost manage it, but in D&D... Dude, you got way too much overhead. Your initiative's gonna be fucked. And no, well, be too socially exhausted. I mean, after the game's done, if you start at 8, you might as well just go to bed anyway. Go to bed! With the potential weight loss of it, though, they're banned. The concert didn't injure me agreeing to it. Oh, yeah, because, goddamn. Just this once. So I did. I mean, nothing stops you from canceling now. Who cares about Reed? Didn't you literally say you can be cordial, but not like you don't want to be friends with a Gaiman? Not to be confused with Gaben or a gamer. Do not confuse. It has always been kind of in my ballpark from the beginning. That was 3 weeks ago, but still. I find it weird that you're like incapable of squaring the circle for yourself, but that's fair enough. He is an idiot. They're just obnoxious. Maybe his house is too far away from me. I can justify not going anymore. Takes me a minute to remember the address that he sent me in a text message 5 seconds ago. Which isn't too far from my house at all. How is it not that far? How can you afford this fucking place? Only on a 10-ish minute to drive. Just shy of half an hour if I walk it. Plus, looks like it's square in the middle of a residential area. Proper suburbia. Chances of me getting mugged are like fairly low. If I leave now, I'll only be around half an hour late. Give or take 10 minutes. I'll leave it all, of course. Just gonna find an excuse not to. I can't believe I didn't get mugged in this nice gated neighborhood. What has happened to the world? You used to get mugged on every street corner, and now I'm walking around in a Soria neighborhood with a fucking fence and a security guard, and I can't even get mugged. What the fuck watches stuff on the television anymore? Gonna go log some hours on Rock Ring. Maybe the under 100 games in my backlog. He keeps bringing up his backlog like he actually gives a shit. And we know you don't care. Nobody cares about their backlog like that. I have to click 4 buttons or take about 5,000 steps. Ugh. Actually, 5,000 steps is like an hour walk. Hannah would never do that. It's more like 1,000. Man, you are really just hammering the same food concept zone. Blink in a year goes by, savor what you got. Time does feel like it's going faster, but that's mostly because I'm waiting on the weekends. Because that's when the fun happens, and I need to figure out how to stop making that happen. Oh my god, hold up, let me look at my phone. I just realized something. It might actually be happening. Oh my god. I mean, other than the fact that I'm getting a blood sample taken. Which I don't count. Getting a blood sample taken does not count. It's gonna be a nice quiet week. Oh my god, the quiet weeks are here! Ah! Oh, I get to stretch. At least a 50-50 shot, if not greater. I still love this implication that despite the fact that Pangea is like one super government, they're still like a country with an army. I always felt like the army in this world is more like a general all-purpose, like emergency riot suppression, disaster relief, kind of all the kinds of things rolled up into one. But it's not like a proper army anymore. That alone makes me cringe. I can't believe I'm gonna yell that. I have to enlist in the military. Like, this is what I mean, right? It feels like it's trying to merge the two, but it's mostly trying to do Snoot Game. It's not really interested in Goodbye Volcano High like that. I feel like this is the kind of world where high school diploma should probably be better organized and better prepared. Because remember, we've got, you know... End up shitting the bed with any chance I'm given. I'll crack before I serve this... I'll crack before I serve these gamosexuals. Come on. BST commercial. Nothing in this world can. Of course, I'm assuming the worst military is the last resort. I mean, you can talk to Mrs. Roberts. Do not make out with Mrs. Roberts, regardless of the incredible sex appeal she has. Do not make out with Miss Roberts. Broadcasting this into your brain during the conversation. Do not. Scholarship is like, what are you on to do? How do you land a scholarship if you're just floating through life? Man, Mrs. Roberts talked to me once, and she already told me to go fucking shit myself. How did this happen? Why are LJ and Miss Roberts both pricks? They don't even have pricks. Reed admitted he was essentially as much of a loser as I am. He still doesn't know what's going to do after graduation, which admittedly is just paying rent. He's Leo. That's because Leo's life was about sports and that someone pulled the rug out from under him and he hasn't recovered yet. I still don't like that Leo's even in the story because he doesn't feel like he fits in. Like, every time he shows up, he feels so fucking crowbarred in. I need to very, very aggressively remind someone not to take the thrall insert. Shit, because he will be like, oh, I want to be a thrall. And I'm like, no, you idiot! That shit sucks. Man, I shouldn't be doing this right now, but I feel like it, because I'm a little prick. Alright. Perhaps you should follow my advice. Do my best not to dwell on the matter. Continue to dwell this nightscape. Jesus fucking Christ. How are we not at this man's house yet? Also, I like how you have issues finding this man's house because he literally has the fucking garage door open. Again, this is 5 fucking paragraphs that didn't need to be here. This is a page of text dedicated to something that really could just be a sentence or two. I walked through a very nice suburban neighborhood. We know what those are like. We can envision what a nice suburban place might be like. And if they don't, you can look it up. Also, if you don't, why the fuck are you reading this? You should be more familiar with Americanisms. Why are you reading this, of all things? Or not at least familiar with the source games in which suburbia is somewhat represented? Wasn't it like 10 minutes from your place? Why would that be an hour? Why are you so stupid, Anon? Why are you so stupid? Delve deeper into the cavern, say slowly, putting emphasis on every other word. Delve deeper into the cavern's depths. Read wrong syllables. Okay, delve deeper into the cavern's depths. Oh, god damn it, Reed. Why are you so stupid? I don't know, I've been hanging out with Anon too much. The mouth of the tunnel yawns open, revealing a great chamber. The walls of stone give way to a glistening shell of brilliant amethyst. Nestled among the shiny purple material are clusters of different colored crystals. How shatterable does it look? Does it look? The walls, you said they're made of gems. Can I cut through a wall? They look pretty sturdy. Listen, people like to say gems are weak, but gems can be tough boys too. Jesus fucking Christ, look at these chunky paragraphs. We're gonna skip over it. There's cool lamps here. There's pastries. The helm of the table, at the far end of the garage, hidden away. Like he's afraid of the draft that he's letting in with this open fucking garage door. Because he has so many goddamn players, he can't fit them at one table. Read, trim your party, or host 2 games. Divine Wizardry, Freefall, and Doom. Would you like a petit Doom? So, oh yeah, it's the far end of the chamber rests a massive glistening slab. It's glistening in sweat! Oh, Reed, for fuck's sake, we're not gay. I prefer my men iridescent. So the door's dry. Oh shit, you made it. Holy shit, Anon! I thought I was gonna have to kill you. Having a bronze or Reed sits up a little straighter. I'm glad you made it. Everything all right, though? Yeah, we're starting to wonder about you. You good? Mm-hmm. Got a little confused. Never replied to my text. Something happened? Yeah, I forgot to answer your text. That's all that happened. I definitely can't tell the truth. I mean, the truth is that you just never answered the text. Is it the wrong address on my phone? Also, you were a bit sluggish, you know? You were stuck in thought. Like, honestly, there's a lot of excuses you can give that aren't this stupid. Be nice you still knew around here. I like how Naomi's like, no, you didn't. He sent you the text in a... He sent you the address in a text. You could copy-paste it. Copy-paste it. Very smooth. I'm definitely not going to be the team's navigator now, that's for certain. You know, you could have just called me, no? I would have given pick you up in a heartbeat. Reed! You mean to tell me you're going to introduce this man in the middle of the game? You are not doing card gen now! Jesus fucking Christ, Reed. Are you fucking stupid? Something was wrong halfway there. Got turned around. Actually, what neighborhood you end up at? Oh, fuck. Why would he know? I'll go up towards the direction of the lava Java. Some of the residents. Look towards that. Sheesh. Must have been a Horner Drive or something. Oh, he had a house at Horner Drive. Read Fatfinger the address. Fatty, I could just auto-correct it to Hornier. Never happened to me before. You live in this town! Let's get the legending and loring. Why is Fang saying anything at all? I feel like Fang is, again, a bit of a reluctant participant in this. quietly nod in response, hoping to seal the deal with my lie. Too true. As the LM, I like how you already know the man's full title and are referring to us. You're way too polite about people's pronouns and titles, Anon. Are you largely filled and even as a class name? Anon. Aeon? Holy shit. Oh, that is so rude. Really? You're gonna fill in my class sheet for me? How far along did you guys get? What did I miss? You missed a little bit. You missed Reed excessively talking to himself about his cool NPCs. We introduced Faye, that's Fang's characters, by the by. Reed, I understand that pre-gens are a great way to introduce someone to a game, but kind of a dick move, dude. You could at least tell him you were getting him a pre-gen. Actually, I don't think he does. I think that's like heavily implied with how he addresses this whole concept. Still fucking weird, man. Should have headed to the library. We would have gotten you... What? You mentioned for one more time, I'm gonna hurl D20 here, bro. Again, I don't like how often this guy uses interstitials in statements that have emotional charge to them. Like, don't append them at the end, right? Don't punctuate your sentences with them. If you mention for one more time, bro, I'm gonna hurl this, works way better. Because you're not shoveling the dirt out from under your feet. Topic hard to swallow. Oh, Jesus Christ, Sage. Just kiss already. Safi will never get the kisses he wants. I will never get the smooches I desire. And Reed, you do know that those are metal dice. You could have brained them. Airship part travels is called the Vagrant. Awesome. Pretty sure included the lure packet I sent you and Fang. Did either of you? Kinda. I did not. I like how he's so fucking honest about it, at least. Which is super weird. And Fang is like, oh, thank God. All the pressure's off. I'll just be... You both got homework before the next session. You know, before next time, I'm going to flick a die at your head, too. Solid copy. What a weird thing to bring up, Reed, considering that your setting fucking sucks. I hate it. You have no idea of what it takes to get people's characters immediately involved in the plot. As someone who's been trying to run Fate, I can assure you that once you actually have to consider what player characters are and how they integrate in your setting, shit's fantastic. What do we call insects, creepy crawlies, feathery flyings, or scramblers? Man, those are awesome names. Anyway, Airship's about to take you. What's my character doing? It's a good question. We just took off from town where Faye got on. How are you on the ship all of a sudden? Couldn't he have just been us the whole time? My character's already at the ship at start. Jesus fucking Christ. It's not exactly the same. Your character was an NPC who got brought on the ship during our last session. Faye got set up to be here. Aeon's oh my God. Aeon, it really feels like you're a weird self-insert from another video game. I appreciate the probably unintentional, like, thematic crossover. Last session, you guys planned this out? I rescued them from Kef and his forces. If I recall correctly, Celestians faced black magic in conflict with Kef and directed the Q to intervene. Jesus fucking Christ. Just as they lost their memories. Oh man, if you could have been a second earlier, I could have remembered my PIN code. That would have been nice. Could have made a withdrawal at the bank. Withdrawal. May distant love Rose is flirting with the enemy again. Enon is not the enemy. Please kiss him. Jesus Christ, why is Reed so aggressive? Main MC was meant to be played by me before I ever showed up in the first place, like 2 weeks in advance. I may have been playing the strong enemy session one way or another. The media stuff was just kind of convenient. It fell into my lap. Jesus Christ, Reed, be nice. You're scheming nerds, all of you. Scheming nerds, guard as I saw in title. Why would Fang agree? I feel like Fang should be trying to pivot and not be as, like, interested in anything else. I feel like they'd sooner say, like, a bit of a first date, I guess. Especially since they're already kind of annoyed with Trish. I don't know, I feel like you could do something there. Instead of agreement. Kind of keep the pressure going, you know? Anon's guy has been introduced to the plot. Has been introduced. I have to hash something out. Dude, you had, like, a whole fucking week! But then Anon showed up late. Oh, he had something. Anon, why'd you have to fuck everything up? Just leave. Also, we're really doing I Say? Come on, man. that's actually perfectly common, saying I said. It's actually way more common in actual writing than people like to think. They're always like, oh, I gotta make a fancy verb. It's like, no. You'd be surprised how much actual normal books just use I said all the fucking time. Jesus, it's absurd. And then every fucking person on Tumblr says, like, it's a revelation. We could always restart, of course. Nah, I feel pretty bad if you lost all your progress. Dude, it's been like 5 minutes. I had to think of up. I had a different plan. Why can't you literally wait until you land and then have Aeon be there? Like, just wait 5 minutes until the plane lands, and he can just be there. Like, why do you have to make a whole fucking thing out of this? Come on, Reed, you've been running this game for a while. You should know how to introduce characters. You've got a whole fucking dozen people at your table. You can only see him heading to his actual room. What a loser. I'm playing, I didn't know you were a fan. Kind of when I was younger, decent, interesting, and every other group to play with. Shot over the years, and then got past the first session. If they ever met in the first place. Turns out, trying to run with random schizoids, racists, grognards, and or Setzer B/. Porn addicts from Central Pangea bobsledding form isn't a smooth or stable process. You'd be surprised. No point in counting them in the first place. How about you? First campaign? Nope. Visa person never did for me, so sort of. If your prior campaigns over the years, you're the only one introduced to the hobby. It's been really fun since I first got exposed. Like acting, you know, in improv. Except not really. I think you're approaching this from the wrong angle. But we're not talking. I don't have the time tonight to talk about my extensive philosophy about tabletop stuff, so please, bear with me. I need to shove down so much bullshit. Oh my god. Do I need to tell this motherfucker? Hold on, I need to tell this motherfucker. I don't know. This is a magic item he's making. Alright. This is your first campaign too, Fang? Yep, first narrative activity like forever, really. Which is a weird thing to say for someone who makes music. On a MIDI device. Kind of surprised, Lindley. Unless you count... I mean, like, nerd stuff can be anything. I think for a while, nerd just meant that you were interested in a certain topic. It refined over time, though. This feels like a really straightforward thing for a character to say. Just your career, right? Can they really be hobbies at that point? Self-actualizing, like some dude in the podcast said a while back. You're not Inko. Thinko, get out of here. We don't need you in girl form. Sorry, non-binary form. Ginkgo, the girl Inko. Terrifying. He talks as much as he thinks. I'm playing an artificer. He said that up front. Please pay attention. Like Tekken guns and stuff. The guy's a fucking plane. It's fine. Gunslingers with a subclass of this latest storybook, and artificer affairs and focus about tradition, inventor type, archetypes of fancy. Potion brewing, enchanted armor, mechanical familiars, etc. Depending on the variant you choose, you can really slot in a number of roles. Range support / healer, damage dealing, and even a kind of damage-oriented attack. It's a pretty versatile class. I forgot how much there was to legend and lore. And you did not have all resources digitally available. You had access to the two... I can't talk about it. But all we know is that Anon had access to illegal resources. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That unfortunately do not exist anymore, and I never knew they existed at all. They do not exist. Do not talk about them. There's definitely not a rumor that some Warhammer 40k jackass got it turned down. I don't even know if it's true. I don't even care. And nowadays, I try to buy everything, you know. I'm trying to be a good boy. I try to purchase what I like. And it's significantly focused my efforts, at least. It has made me a little annoyed because I am missing out on a lot of stuff, of course. Especially some of the other minor stuff where I just looked at it for 5 seconds and called it a day. One of my first characters when I raised campaign was an artificer. He eventually made pneumatic at 5 points across the was so broken, but it's so fun. It's pneumonia. Insanity, we might have confused with it though. How patronizing of you. Pneumatic wheels like operated on air pressure or gas. Of course you know what it is. This is a really weird thing to be snarky about. Pneumatics are not that of a common term. Similar to hydraulics. You know, it's like most people kind of know what that is. Although I guess pneumatic might have fallen out of favor over the years. Pneumonia again, you're old school too. You still owe me a walkthrough for how you made it happen. It's not that interesting. It just involved plugging it into the high voltage socket at school. The three-phase one that no one's supposed to use. Except that weird device they had. Not your character this time around, actually. Might be a good idea to use what's left of your low baked into this rest of you. Smart, let's. Pretty sure that should be with an apostrophe. I don't know. Sir, actually I don't know what your character's name is, but you get the gist. She's not a cleric, she's a paladin. The angelics, really? The English? Get this British person out of here. We're gonna get used to the thee thou shit, I'm saying. You literally joined this table today. I got cool magic and a side. I have no idea what any of it does. I just know I have it. Remade your character too, you know? Pretty good chance you're gonna be just as cringy as me. I'm Jeff the chef, but serve up flavor and curry. Technically speaking, it's an entirely reflavored class, and it's a pain in the fucking ass. It comes out of a splat book no one's ever heard of. Just too good. Sage, this is just sugar, shaped like a cupcake. Good chef never tells. He might be a faggot. God, you're just pulling it out of your sleeve. You keep getting Fang's pronouns right, and you just call a man a faggot. What is wrong with you? I'm Ollie, the troublemaker. Making trouble. What kind of hell is a troublemaker? Mechanics-wise, she's a barbarian. The troublemaker's just Flavour. Much like Sage is playing a bard using food and... Man, I can't believe you're just playing D&D characters. I was under the impression the game was not that homebrewed. Like, these were just the characters, because Legends and Lore is a different game. He's like a finger against his glasses and being like, Oh god, Naomi, of course she's doing this shit. Listen, I do that shit all the time, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to beat myself into oblivion. You can't mock me, I'm right. Don't tease Naomi to death. Anyways, you finish off on me, the Vine Mage. So Druid. Range heavy party. Thank you. Someone finally calls it out. Ollies are only frontiered. Man, I can do melee, so I could fade, but is that really what we're supposed to do? You know, I never got the impression that Naomi was actually frustrated with how the party comes together. Like, I felt like Reed's the kind of person who bullshits stuff together anyway. Sure, if she goes down, whatever scary animation was it. I don't like this. I feel like it was way better when it was somewhat disconnected from 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. It's way too referential to it right now. I always got the impression that, like, D&D couldn't manifest in Goodbye Volcano Hyrule the way it does for us. Just don't remember that Gygax is a fucked up guy with a wacky-ass history. As is the entire swords and sorcery genre. I'm sorry, I'm one of those weirdos who talks about historical... I do appreciate that Anon's actually bringing this stuff up. Why is no one at the table a mystic? Jesus Christ, Reed, you spent like half a fucking hour in there. About the church, like 50% original, about 25% original crowd. Like, listen, Reed. I understand that you're trying to pretend you're fucking cool, but you're not. You're still a nerd. This is gonna rule. We finally get to play. Sometimes I get to have Kef in my arms. Jesus fucking Christ, Rosa, stop being creepy. Who is Kef? One of those serious protagonists, technically not the BBEG, but that's spoilers. He claps his hands together. I will never stop saying that. So you know the end of the chapter, so why not seeing this segment yet? What the fuck does that even mean? It's been months. Oh my... Oh, hold up. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.